All right, BBN, welcome to another episode of the Right Side of Kentucky Sports. It is Tuesday, January the 27th. It's game day. The Cats are about to tip off against Vandy here in just a little bit. Guess we're about 30 minutes away from game time.
This Nebraska team's fucking good. Are they balling out of their mind?
Best Nebraska team I've ever seen. I can't ever remember anybody. Yeah, no, I can't.
Michigan's all over them. They'll find a way to get open every time.
Can you name one Nebraska player? Oh, my goodness.
That was stupid.
Bro.
Dude, they are ballers, dude. They are
That's the
ballers.
dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Dude, they've been doing this shit all game. I've been watching them.
Kentucky coming off of another 2-0 week last week with wins over Texas and Ole Miss.
Yes.
And they run their win streak up to 5 after starting, 1-2? Was it 1-2? We lost to Alabama, then we got a win, then we lost to Missouri, I think is what it was. Started 1-2. We've ran off 5 in a row. Guys, how y'all feeling about this season? I mean, we all thought it was in the shithole a couple weeks ago, and 5 in a row is pretty impressive for this team.
Look, we've been hard on Pope at times. Even I have. I think I got to give the guy a lot of credit. He's playing with lineups, and it might not be how we see it, but he's doing something right. We don't have a point guard, and we're winning without a point guard, which I think is hard to do. Maybe, he's playing certain guys, certain parts of the game, which seems weird, but it seems to work. So
Always really playing well. We lost Cam Williams. We got to bring that up.
That sucks. That was after the after
Texas.
the Wednesday game, the Texas game.
I thought he was playing well, and I thought he was helping space the floor to open things up for Owe. I didn't think he was a great defender either.
No, that's where I had a problem with him.
I don't think he was our worst defender. But I like what you said about just spacing the floor and knocking down some shots. He wasn't like a multifaceted guy like a OA or a Aberdeen that's going to do a lot of different things for you. But we don't have a lot of shooters. So I do think that it was a big loss for us. We need shooters, and he was one of them. So, look, it's just another notch on the injury belt for Kentucky the last 2 years, dude. I mean, how many guys have we had go out? We noted 3 point guards last year. Was there anybody else that went out last year? I feel like actually Carr got hurt for a little bit last year.
Yeah, he had some back problems.
He missed some time. That was 4 guys last year.
I think that what hurt Kentucky the most last year was Carr. I don't think he was ever 100% after that because we were playing our best ball when Carr was 100%.
Yeah, and he was playing really good early in the year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 4 injuries last year, and then we're dealing with if you want to even count the acquaintance thing, but it's been an issue for us. And then the point guard situation, and now Cam Williams. It's crazy. I still tend to think, I don't know, did we talk about this last week, or was it just between us about the randomness of the injuries? Do y'all think it's random?
What's the root cause here?
NIL.
Can you put the injuries on like a training staff or on like Pope?
It could be conditioning, whether you practice.
Do you believe in that?
I don't know what it is.
You can be injured anytime you want to be injured. If you go to that doctor and tell him something's hurt, you can be injured.
Cam Williams broke his ankle.
I'm not saying.
I know you're skeptical. I'm not talking about that.
Noah started limping after checking into the scores table.
I'm talking about legit injuries that teams get. Can you blame that on anything other than just being a random, just getting hurt?
Luck. That's dumb luck.
Yeah.
You can't blame it on like the training staff.
No. I mean, in some cases,
people try to do that though. But how the dude over here that's like doing their stretches before, like it ain't his fault if they roll an ankle and break their freaking ankle.
Well,
I don't buy into that.
I think what some people do on that is going back to kind of what my angle with it is that those ones that are borderline injuries. Like, look, I could go to the doctor tomorrow and tell them my legs hurt or my foot's hurt. And they'll tell me that, it's probably a hairline break that you can't see. Like I've done that. Like
we'll put you in a boot for 4 weeks.
They will.
Yeah, right,
they absolutely will. And I think if you get a player, it might come down to NIL valuation. It might be what his role on the team is at that point. Does he want to try to save his valuation for next year because he's so high right now? And these trainers, I think, will play right into it. I just think they're overly precautious. Lawsuits
I don't know
or
about
whatever.
that. We'd have to find out. Do the doctors that these guys see, are they team doctors? Do they work for the team? Because if they work for the team, I don't know the answer to that. But if Cam Williams goes and sees the Kentucky doctor, I don't think they would do what you're talking about.
I think them days, but I think you can go to any doctor, Charlie. And if you
I could because they want to make money off. They want to make money.
I know, but even that, like I can go to the UK team doctor. If I say I'm hurt, they can't say nothing. I mean, like you can say your foot's hurt. You can't. They can't say
but
you're not
going to. But the team doctor's not going to make up a hairline fracture just because.
I agree with that.
If it's some personal doctor, I could see that because we've talked about what you're talking about before, and it's 100%. Like, yeah, if it's borderline, of course the doctor's going to tell me or my son or your son, oh, a little hairline fracture. Let's put him in this. Let's get you back here in a couple weeks.
Physical
get
therapy.
A checkup. Get you a little.
Dude,
they make their money. So yes, absolutely, 100%. But like, if it's a team doctor and they work for Kentucky, I don't think they're going to be making shit up. You know,
I think there's two kinds of injuries. I think there's injuries that flat out show up on X-rays, and then there's the car wreck injuries. You know, whiplash, the muscle injuries that you can't prove on X-ray. You know, you just can't. When you're going to tell somebody they're not hurt, and then if you're not precautious, there's too many lawsuits this day and age. And I think all that combo together just got everybody on edge. Even if they're UK doctors, I think years ago it might have been that UK had some influence on those doctors, but I don't think they can now because there's too many lawsuits and stuff would come out later. I think everybody's scared of that lawsuit anymore.
You know who Kentucky needs in the locker room? Bud Gilmer.
No doubt.
That's who Kentucky.
Let's go.
I mean,
get the hell out of here, Mops.
Right.
Get the hell out of here,
Close
boy.
that door.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Wendell Brown back on the field. You got to take the spike, baby.
I did hear something here recently about Terminex. Was that McVay or somebody said like they were talking about some painkiller? They said, oh, it works pretty fast. Talking about their opponent, they said, did you think he'd be that good? He said, well, Terminex or some kind of drug.
Toradol.
Yeah,
Toradol
whatever. He says that it works pretty fast.
We know that has happened in the past with the whole, Bud Kilmer thing. And that's been happening in sports for decades. Do you think that still happens as much?
No, not at all. Too many lawsuits.
I still think it probably happens, but I not as much as it used to. I think it was widespread.
These kids are looking for a living. If you do that to those kids now, you will hear from their lawyer within a week.
The pros still do it.
Yeah.
Like in the NFL, they take that Toradol shot.
Yeah, but
you can only take it within so many hours of the game starting. You can't take it at the half because I think it cost the Colts a Super Bowl because Dwight Freeney had hurt his foot, and he took the shot, and he was good in the first half, but in the second half he tightened up, and there's nothing else he could do, and they ended up losing to the Saints. There was somebody hurt last week or 2 weeks ago, and he took the spike. He took the Toradol shot for the NFL playoff game. I can't remember who it was.
But that's just the one on paper. I mean, there's other ones. Look, I think so many of these players now, they worry about their health and their next contract. Look, I hate to say this, but I think a lot of them think the more time I don't play, the more time I save my body for later and the next contract. So I think that's how they look at it. I actually think there's a lot of players that enjoy being hurt now. And I think in this college thing, I think a lot of these guys know, well, I'm not a big NFL prospect or I'm not a big NBA prospect. What's my NIL valuation? What's it going to be for next year? I already got my money for this year. What's it going to be for next year? And I think we seen it at Kentucky with Harrison, the cornerback that went to the Bills. He was going to look like a first rounder. And I think he said, put it up for the year. I think he said he was injured the rest of the year. We all seen it with Sheldon Sharp, went down there. Yeah, Shaden, I'll ruin a name. I just don't think there can be that many injuries. I know injuries happen, there's no doubt. But I feel like NFL, college, everything, injuries are just crazy now.
Well, people don't play hurt. You can, they always said you can play hurt, you can't play injured.
Yeah.
And I don't think people play hurt anymore.
No, I think it's because of lawsuits, and they're looking at the long game of, hey, I need to get my next contract.
But we got 2 wins last week. 2-0. I mean, this is probably a tough stretch here. So we got Vandy, Arkansas, and then who's that? I see you had the schedule.
Yeah, it gets a little bit tough.
Vandy's getting her ass whooped tonight, son.
I agree.
When we see y'all next time, Vandy, bad deal.
And then after Arkansas, who we got?
After these 2 this week, Vandy and at Arkansas. We've got 9 after that. 5 home games. Home games, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Georgia, Vandy, Florida.
I think Oklahoma's playing Arkansas tonight.
And then we got road games at Florida, at Auburn, at South Carolina, at Texas A&M.
It's a lot tougher.
It is a lot tougher, but 4 road games after this week at Florida, at Auburn, at South Carolina, at Texas A&M. Dude, I think we can split those. So if we can split those, and then we got home games against Oklahoma, Tennessee, Georgia, Vandy, who we're about to see, and Florida, we got our tougher games at home, I think. let's split the ones on the road. We've got a tough road ahead of us. We need wins wherever they can come. I don't care who they are.
Right.
Yes, a lot of people will argue, well, Kentucky doesn't have that signature win. They haven't beat anybody that's any good. Whatever. I mean, wins are wins right now. And all I know is people were writing us off. And even Kentucky fans were writing this team off a couple weeks ago. And we're sitting here at 14-6. Decent little record when you look at the overall landscape of college basketball. Our rivals who have been talking mad shit about us every time we lose this year, the Louisville Cardinals, they now have 6 losses themselves.
Lost by 31 last night.
They lost by 30. We have a 30-something point loss to Gonzaga. They got blown out by 31 or something like that against Duke, and they now have 6 losses. We haven't lost to any bad teams.
I've never understood the hype with U of L all year. I never understood. They beat us early, and to me, they don't have a lot of great just performances.
6 losses, and we got 6 losses. So I think no matter what the actual resume is, we've got a 5-game win streak going on, and we got to figure out how to manage the rest of this season. And it starts tonight at Vandy. A really good – is Vandy coming off of a loss? Did they lose their last one?
They lost like 3 in a row.
Have they lost 3 in a row right now?
Or they were on a 3-game losing streak. Good teams, but they were like undefeated in the conference, or they had a really good record. They lost like 3 tough games, I think.
They beat Mississippi State Saturday.
Were they on a 3-game losing streak?
Yeah,
Arkansas smoked them. Florida beat them. And they got blown out by Texas. So they lost 3, but they was able to win Saturday.
Texas, after we beat them, they come back and beat a good team. I forget who it was, but Texas came back and beat somebody
They
good.
beat Georgia?
Yeah.
They beat Georgia by like 20.
Yep.
Texas,
they beat them by like 20.
So, I'm not trying to validate things, but Texas had a decent resume before us, and they bounced back and played good after us. So.
Texas is not a great team, but they are battle tested. And if they can just rattle off some wins and get in the tournament, they could be a tough out in the tournament.
I do know one thing. They got a problem fouling people.
Yeah,
Our coach says so. He said we got a fouling problem.
So speaking of the fouls, all right, in these last 2 games that we played last week, and I'm not sure that these numbers are exactly correct, but they're very close. 38 free throws in both of them. I mean, I think it was 38, maybe in 37 in both games, the Texas and the Ole Miss game. So my question is, are we figuring out maybe how to be a team that draws a lot of fouls? Or did we just play 2 teams that foul a lot?
I think
because I'm saying if we're learning how to maybe draw these fouls, that could be something that could benefit us moving forward. But I don't know which one's right.
I don't either.
I think maybe a combination of both.
Yeah, right. I hate to use that cop out because that's what I was going to say. But Texas fouled a lot.
They did.
So I don't know about Ole Miss, but maybe we figured something out in Texas and use that against Ole Miss.
Well, I mean, Ole Miss, we shot 38, and they shot, I think, 24. I mean, I thought the reffing was awful in that game. I'm not bitching because we shot 14 more free throws than them, but there was a lot of really bad calls in that game. But 38 free throws, and I was asking Anthony this the other night. Does that just not seem like a lot?
It seems like a lot to me.
Well, I think what it is,
team be shooting 38 free throws in a game?
If you're a bad as shooting team as we are, that's the only way you're going to score is attacking them. I think it comes down to that. I really do. We do not have a lot of great scorers from the outside. Aberdeen and OA, to me, are our 2 most athletic, dynamic players, and I don't think neither one of them are good shooters. I think they both need to attack the basket. I do not like Aberdeen shooting, and I do not like OA shooting. And I think that's maybe what we're getting is, to be our best version of ourselves, we need to attack the rim, quit settling for jump shots. Mm-hmm. I forget who it was. It was either last game or the game before. One team for a while was really playing off from us, almost giving us that jump shot. So, coaches must be catching on to that.
Yeah, it was Ole Miss.
Yeah.
That's how everybody's going to guard us because they know we're not a great shooting team.
Beard's a good coach, too. He's a good coach.
I do still have some issues with the substitutions and stuff. I still wonder why Yelovich is starting the games.
First half guy?
Getting considerable minutes in the first half and barely playing in the second half. I still like what I'm seeing out of him offensively. I really do. I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast yet, but I talked about it on some of my lives after the game. And I think it was after the Texas game. He only had 4 points, but he had 7 rebounds, and he had like 3 rebounds in the first minute of the game, maybe 2 minutes. And he barely played at all in the second half. I thought in the Ole Miss game, he showed some stuff. Which game was it where he took it coast to coast? He got the rebound. He took it coast to coast. Dude, the guy, actually, I didn't think his offense was that great.
That was his first start, I think.
I've liked him ever since I've seen him. I think he's a solid player, gets better. Is it a stamina issue? Maybe that, after the second half, he don't have as much stamina. I don't know. But look, whatever he's doing.
After the second half, he shouldn't. We're talking about after the first half.
That's what I'm saying.
He ain't getting in the second half.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah, after the first half. Whatever it is, if I was Pope, I wouldn't change it because it's working.
I just feel like he needs to get a few more minutes. Williams getting hurt and going out. He's out for the year. Noah kind of picked up some of his minutes. I didn't look at the box score for that game. How many minutes did Noah end up playing?
In Ole Miss?
I know he started, but I feel like he didn't play a lot in the second half either.
Pope's been kind of sticking with the guys in the second half. He don't sub a whole lot.
He is. He is limiting the substitutions in the second half. And look, I'm not against it. I kind of like it. We talked about weeks ago. We were talking about too many guys playing.
Maybe he's keeping guys fresher.
The only major questions that I have is on Yelovich not playing in the second half and Jasper Johnson, because Jasper Johnson, the last two games, I thought has played really good in the first half. Last game, he had some points in the first half. I thought he took two bad shots, but they both went in. He bagged the three in. And then on the next possession, he drove into the lane and he banked that one in too. I do not think he meant to do that. But look, they both fell. And then like two possessions later, he comes down and bangs a three from like 5 feet behind the three-point line. I thought he was feeling himself. And he barely, 3 minutes in the second half.
I'm going to tell you this. I think Pope absolutely needs to play him for two reasons. I think he gives us our best chance to make a run late.
Because about Jasper?
Yeah, because I think he gives us a guy that's kind of that can be dynamic. We all know Jasper's eventually going to be good, but he's the kind of athlete you have that can score. He ain't there yet, but is he not there yet because Pope ain't gave him the opportunities? Because I'm going to tell you one thing Pope's struggling with is recruiting freshmen. He's struggling with recruiting high-level freshmen, and if you don't play them, that's kind of the word that got out on the street about Patino there for a long time, is that he didn't play freshmen, and it worked against him because he couldn't recruit none, because them AAU coaches or whoever it is, they noticed, hey, that guy don't like playing freshmen. So if you don't play Jasper Johnson, like the more you play him, the more he has success. That's kind of like what Cal did. When Cal had success with those guys, other people see it, and so he gets the next group. We all see it around college basketball now. I feel like I called it early, but now you're hearing everybody talk about the freshman's back in style. It's back in style. And if you want to be able to recruit that guy, you got to show that you will play that guy and let him develop. Sometimes you got to let freshmen go through mistakes if you think they're dynamic enough to get to where they need to get to so you can make your run in March.
Yeah, Jasper Johnson's the king right now of like me as a fan going, no, yes.
Yeah.
That's what them guys do sometimes, though. That's what those guys do sometimes. But I think if we're going to make a run, we need a guy like that. Don't you think?
Yeah, and I think he's getting better each time he comes out there. I just wonder about why. I guess he just doesn't trust him. Maybe he doesn't trust him and Yelovich late in the games, whatever.
He comes from the Patino school of thought where, you don't play a freshman. But them days, if you want to get the good ones, you got to play them. And there was a time where freshmen weren't doing that good, but they're starting to come back in style the last couple of years.
Oh, man, 3 of them scored 40 points on Saturday.
Yeah, last year they had big years too.
And I don't have any of those guys on our team.
And I think the coaches that didn't like the freshmen really benefit during that time. And you're starting to see the guys that, that get the freshmen starting to have success with them again. So, things change. You just got to keep adapting, I think.
And Jasper had in the Ole Miss game 17 minutes, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. I bet you out of those 17 minutes, he only played 3 or 4 maybe in the second half.
And I think that's the right number. I think it is 3 or 4.
Jack Givens, I was listening to the game on the radio, and Jack's old, and he's got an old soul. But I do love his basketball knowledge. I do think he's sharp.
I was listening to that game too on the radio.
He's sharp. He's old school, but he's sharp, dude. And I'm going to tell you, he says that about the Croatian. He says, I wish he had Jasper Johnson's belief, because he says when Jasper gets it, he believes in himself.
No doubt about that. He don't have confidence issues.
Yeah,
Jasper don't.
And he says he really believes. He likes the Croatian too. And he said, he wished that he would have that, killer instinct. When you get that shot, take it. The guy's a decent shooter, the Croatian is.
And yeah, he did bump Yelovich's minutes up just a little bit in that Ole Miss game. He had 22 minutes. I only had 6 points, but again, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block. Dude, the dude is
He's
playing
good. He's a
lot
solid
better.
player.
Yeah, I
He
like
is.
him.
Just still not even in the Ole Miss game, didn't get a lot of quality minutes in the second half. But we're on a 5-game win streak, and I'm not going to doubt Pope. Keep doing what you're doing. Everybody likes to criticize. I got my opinion just like everybody else.
Absolutely.
And I love what he's doing. I love the adjustments that he's making. And I love the fact that we're on a 5-game win streak. And everybody that was sitting there dogging him a few weeks ago. And look, I'm not going to say I never completely jumped on that bandwagon, but I was starting to get worried. But for the people that just are real quick to hit that panic button, I love this shit. I really do, because they need to, like Anthony says, be humbled a little bit.
Big time.
Look, 5 losses, and they're like, oh, fire the guy. For you guys, I love this shit right now. And for some of y'all, you probably hate this shit because you just want to be right.
There's a lot of them that's that way.
Because you just want to be right. So
you know that on a side note, on that Croatian, I've told y'all many times on this show, one of my better buddies in college, he was from Croatia, big tennis player for U of L. And he told me when we got that kid, he sent me a message. We don't message a lot, but we do every once in a while. He sent me a message that, hey, Croatia's had a lot of good basketball players. Serbia over the years, they're a big basketball country. They're tall people. And they're the old Yugoslavia. They split it in 3 countries. But he sent me a message that this kid's the real deal, man. So maybe his kid's a nice little player.
I think he is.
They've had a lot of good players from those countries over there.
Dude, his offense is just typical Euro game. Looks like Michigan might end up pulling this game out
Nebraska took 5 bad shots in a row.
Yep, after Nebraska.
Dude, they hit so many of those shots early. They had to cool off at some point, right. Dude. They had to.
So, yeah, hopefully the Cats can get it done tonight at Vandy. Vandy, again, dropped 3 out of their last 4, so they're gettable. We need to get this win. We got a tougher road game on Saturday against Arkansas and John Calipari. So let's try to get this one. Look, I want both of them. I want to end up 2-0 this week, just like we have been the last 2 weeks. But let's try to get this one so we can at the very least, split these 2 road games, because I do think Arkansas is playing pretty good right now. That Arkansas game is going to be much tougher and a little bit more pressure. The Kentucky Cal connection. There'll be some more pressure on Pope. We did lose to Cal last year. So we need to get this Vandy win. What is the spread? Anybody looked at it? 6, 5? What do y'all think, guys? We going to get this done tonight?
No doubt, baby.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. It's like taking candy from a small child.
Y'all got a prediction? We're about 5 minutes from game time.
Catch row. That's all I know.
Yeah, I'll do. We're 5.5 point underdogs.
5.5.
Oh, I got a chance. Oh, you got to rebound it.
Ooh. I'll do a score prediction.
What you got?
I want to go. I'm gonna go low scoring. 64-61.
Cats 64-61. I'm going to go the Cats pull it out again, 74-70. 4-point win on the road against Vandy. They ain't got no Pobby out there.
Mm-mm.
What you got, Anthony?
Cats roll. I'm not jinxing them. Cats roll.
Cats roll. I'll write that down. Cats roll.
What was your score, Winkle?
74-70 Cats.
74-70. We're going to do it.
All right, Saturday, John Calipari. We're going there this time. They beat us last year. He come into Rupp and got the win. Do we go down to Arkansas and get revenge on a really good Arkansas team, talented team? I think this team's better than last year's Arkansas team.
I think so.
You think we get the win, Josh?
I don't like picking against Kentucky.
I don't either.
So I'm going to say the Cats win, but I think we got to score more in this game. So I'm going to say we get this again, 88-81.
That'd be a good win. A little 7-point win on the road.
I don't like picking close ones. I like a nice 5-6 point win. I don't like I'm gonna predict a last second buzzer beater. I don't like that. We're gonna win this comfortably, 88-81.
Give me Cats 76, and we're gonna hold the 76-67. I like that. We've said that a couple times. That's one of my favorite scores.
Ends all
the
Somebody just hit that
Kentucky
the other day.
Over Syracuse in 1996. I'll never forget that score. So give me 76-67.
Love it.
Over Cal and Arkansas.
Florida just played a game 76-67, I think.
Did they? That's all I think about every time. And these kids these days, they would just think of 6'7", 6'7". I think of freaking Tony Delk and Walter McCarty. Anthony?
It's look, it's not a tough game for me, but it is kind of. Y'all know I'm a Cal guy. I support Cal to Arkansas. They're hands down my second favorite team in the country. I pull for them like heck. I do. I like Cal. I love what he's doing now to try to fight this bullshit that's going on. I even love my dude Pope for standing up to it and pretty much telling the NCAA to blackball Alabama out of the tournament. I think we need more guys like that. So anybody that does that, I'm all about it. But I pull for Arkansas, but I will not pull for them over my Cats. I'm going to say the Cats win by 2 points.
My bad.
Cats win by 2 points.
Cats by 2.
Yep.
Nebraska traveled 3 times. They didn't call.
What did they just call?
I don't even know. I think they finally called a travel, and the one I didn't think he traveled on.
Did they really call a travel?
I think so. That's what the Michigan player was doing, though.
I thought they called a foul.
I thought they did, too.
They're reviewing shit now.
Yeah, guys, hopefully the Cats can get out of here 2-0.
I think they fouled, but they're not, or they are in the bonus. I don't know. Maybe they didn't foul.
Did he call a foul on that?
don't know.
It didn't look like he touched him, did it?
I don't know.
That was weird. All right, guys, we will be back next week. Hopefully the Cats will be 16-6 when we're back. That would be a 7-game win streak with 2 really good road wins. So we'll see what happens. Guys, y'all got anything else?
I would like to just touch on UK's offensive line in football. No, I would. I really would. I think we spent a lot of money on that offensive line, dude. I think we spent the big money on it.
That's it, guys. We'll catch y'all next week. Appreciate everybody listening. Blitz the bookie, guys.
Go
See y'all.
Charlie got the mic, he's dropping facts all day. Anthony's like, nah, I got the better parlay. Argue about the spread, it's a fierce debate. But when it comes to Wildcats, they align their fate. Blitz the bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. Late nights, hustle deals on the line. Charlie Scassy's gonna make you shine. Anthony's heart where the numbers combine. Put your cash down, ride the incline. Blitz the bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. From the tip off to the final play, they grind. Mics on fire, bets on their minds. Arguing odds till the last rewind. Blue and white, it's a bond you'll find. The bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. Final play, they grind. Mics on fire, bets on their minds. Arguing odds till the last rewind.